All right, it's time to paint our Peter Rabbit, and we talked about contour lines, so today we're still going to focus on contour lines. We're going to be using watercolor crayons today. They look like crayons, and you can use them just like crayons, but they are watercolors. So keeping with our contour line theme, we are just going to follow the lines on our Peter Rabbit. So Peter Rabbit, as we saw in the video, he is brown, so we're going to go around his fur with brown. I'm going to skip over his eye. I'm not going to do his jacket because we saw that his jacket is blue, so I'm going to get a blue in just a minute. And I'm not coloring. Contour lines means we're only following the lines. We're not coloring, we're not shading. This is going to give us the perfect brown for Peter Rabbit if we just follow the contour lines. Okay, and then I'm going to do his jacket blue. I'm going to do his eye blue too. That's hard to follow the contour line on the eye. I had to color it in a little bit. Okay, my Peter Rabbit is finished, and my jacket is finished. Now the ears, as we saw in the pictures, they are kind of pink. So if you want to do a pink right here where we skipped, you can. That'll come in handy when we do our contour lines. Okay, or that'll come in handy when we start painting, sorry. You're gonna have a paintbrush and you're gonna have a little cup of water. So we're gonna dip our paintbrush in the water and we're gonna paint over these contour lines. And the watercolor we want to bring into Peter Rabbit. So I'm not brushing up and down. I'm brushing the paint in towards Peter Rabbit. Now we don't want him super, super brown. As we saw in the pictures, he's kind of like a pastel color. So that watercolor crayon is going to blend all down when we add water to our paintbrush. I want some of the dark outlines to show, so we don't want to keep painting right here over and over and over and over and over and over till it's all gone. We want to just add a little bit of water and blend out that watercolor crayon. Now I'm still using brown. I'm going to go down to the hands. This is his belly. Part of his belly was white, so if you want to leave part of it white, you can. Or if you want to paint the whole thing brown, that's fine too. This is your Peter Rabbit. You can make him look however you want. I'm going to leave some of his belly white. Now that I'm done with Peter Rabbit's body, I can rinse out my paintbrush real good by drawing the letter X on the bottom of my cup, maybe 2 or 3 times. That gets my paintbrush very, very wet. We don't have to do this. Now that we drew the letter X, our paintbrush is nice and clean, and we're going to go to the next color, which is brown, or if you want to do pink. And do our Peter Rabbit jacket. Now you might see some of the brown blending into the blue or running into the blue. That's okay. That's what happens when you have wet watercolor next to wet watercolor. Nobody's going to know when it's finally finished. Okay, I'm done with the jacket, so I'm going to draw the letter X, get my paintbrush nice and clean, and I'm going to go up here to the ears. All right, now it's time to put our paintbrush down and start the green leaves and flowers on the outside. So there are a few color greens, and you're just going to use the contour lines like we did before. taking our time, making sure that we get right on those contour lines. Now, if you have lines in the middle of your leaves, we don't do those. We go on the outside. Following that nice circle around Peter Rabbit. If you have something that looks like that, that's a flower, so you can add color to that contour line. You might have more than one, you might have two, you might have three, so you can add colors to those. Now before I start painting, I'm going to look around my edges and make sure I got all the leaves and the flowers. Yep, I got everything. So now I'm ready to add the water. And just like we did Peter Rabbit, we're just going to bring that paint into the middle of the leaves, adding water when our paintbrush feels dry. Do all the green first, just like we did Peter Rabbit. We did all the brown first, and then you can go back and do the flowers. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush off real nice with the letter X, and I'm going to do my flowers. Okay, and we can take this to the drying rack.